and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. I'm your host Maheen, and I'm thrilled to be with you today for a conversation packed with insights and knowledge for small businesses across Canada. This podcast is brought to you by our exclusive partners, RBC, who are dedicated to helping your business reach its full potential, UPS ensuring all your shipping needs are met efficiently, and Xero, your go-to solution for all your accounting needs. Today, we're going to delve into the world of managed service providers with our esteemed guest, Sarah Warsi. Sarah is a seasoned marketing and communications professional with a decade of experience in digital marketing and communications, strategic marketing planning and execution, and vendor-customer relationship management. She holds a journalism degree from Toronto Metropolitan University and a certificate in digital marketing from the University of Toronto. Currently, she is making a significant impact as a marketing manager at Sentia, a managed service provider. Sarah is passionate about client satisfaction, she's an advocate for change and innovation, and is always ready for new challenges. In today's episode, she'll share her insights on how managed service providers are essential for small businesses and tips on selecting the right one. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Hi, Sarah. On behalf of Canadian SME, I'd like to welcome you to our small business podcast. How are you today?
I'm great, Maheen. Thank you so much for having me.
Very pleased to have you with us this afternoon, Sarah. Now, as a marketing manager at Sentia, like a managed service provider, you have insights into the importance of managed service providers for small businesses. Sarah, could you provide and explain our audience what a managed service provider is and how can they benefit small businesses?
Certainly. So basically, a managed services provider is an organization that acts as a third party to an end user, and they provide various types of high value IT functionalities, such as data protection and backup, hybrid cloud solutions, infrastructure management. Basically, anything to do with IT is what an IT managed services provider would look after. And this is usually done on a subscription-based kind of a recurring model, essentially. So the core of what a managed services provider would do is the regular remote monitoring and management of all the end users' IT functions, basically giving them the peace of mind that they would want to know that their IT is well looked after so they can kind of focus on growing their business. And where this adds value specifically to the small business is that there's always a threat for cybersecurity. That's always a concern. And, their valuable data might be at risk if they're not putting the investment in proper protection, that sort of thing. So that's where outsourcing that to a managed services provider can add significant value to a small business so that they know that their sensitive data is well taken care of.
Right. And it's especially true because small business owners often have very limited resources and expertise when it comes to, managing their IT infrastructure. Sarah, how can a managed service provider elevate the IT burden and support small businesses in optimizing their technology operations?
So basically, a managed services provider, they can fill those existing resource gaps that an end user might be facing because they're coming in armed with the certifications and the knowledge that an end user would be looking for. And they may not have the resources to train their internal resources internally to do that. So that's where an external resource adds a lot of value. The other thing is that managed services, that we partner with a lot of different technology partners, which gives us the ammunition to deliver higher value solutions in that sense. So that's where we definitely add a ton of value when it comes to that area as well.
Mm-hmm. And the scalability is also very crucial for small businesses as they grow. Sarah, how can a managed service provider assist small businesses in scaling their IT infrastructure to meet their evolving needs and support their growth plans?
So a managed services provider can provide scalability in the sense that depending upon the agreed upon managed services contract, you can add or remove resources as you need them on a moment's notice. So basically, an MSP can offer customizable packages that are suitable to the client's needs. So depending on whatever SLA that you've agreed upon, you can, again, add or scale up as requested. So it definitely varies. There's no kind of blanket answer to that, but depending upon what you've agreed upon, you can scale up and down as appropriate.
And one of the challenges for small businesses is maintaining uptime and minimizing disruptions. Sarah, how can a managed service provider proactively monitor and manage IT systems to ensure maximum uptime and minimize downtime for small businesses?
That's a great question. So, how a managed services provider can maximize uptime and minimize downtime is by using state-of-the-art tools and resources that they have at their disposal. And this is done internally within the office. They can also do it remotely, and they are looked after by very seasoned professionals. And again, that is a benefit to hiring an MSP in the first place because they have access to these tools that can ensure business continuity. In the event that there is some type of anomaly, an end user knows that their data and their IT systems are being well looked after at all times.
And and IT expenses can sometimes be very unpredictable and burdensome for small businesses. Sarah, how can a managed service provider help small businesses manage and optimize their IT costs more effectively?
So, a managed services provider can definitely optimize an end user's IT expenses because they're already coming in, as I mentioned before, with the knowledge and expertise that an end user rather would need in order to help deliver high value solutions. Another benefit to an MSP is that we are usually privy to deeper discounts and incentives as we work with distributors for the same products and services that an end user might be looking at. And they might have to actually spend more if they were to consider buying those same products and services directly from the manufacturer. So hiring an MSP as that middleman, so to speak, can definitely reduce expenses in that area by having us kind of purchase products and services on their behalf through a distributor.
And as technology continues to evolve rapidly, it's very important to stay up to date, and it can be very challenging for small businesses to do that. Sarah, finally, what advice or tips do you have for small businesses when it comes to selecting a managed service provider? What factors should they consider to ensure that they choose the right partner for the specific needs?
Excellent question. So again, skill set is very, very crucial. So you want to make sure that when you're in the market for a managed services provider, you want to see what are their accreditations, what certifications do they have, and are those certifications in line with your business goal? Because you want to make sure that, say that you're looking to move to the cloud, you want to make sure that an MSP that you're looking to help you with that is certified in various areas of the cloud. If they don't have that certification, then there's a bit of a misalignment, of course. You want to also make sure that there is a clear and defined agreement with an MSP. There's no one size fits all approach. Every end user has very specific needs. So you want to make sure that an MSP that you're eyeing offers very tailored, customizable packages that suit the end user's specific needs and that it's not just a blanket approach. Last but not least, relationship is absolutely key. Again, we act as an extension of an end user's team. We're not looking to threaten or encroach upon internal IT personnel if they do have an internal IT department, however small that may be. We're here to basically be an extension of their team and complement them. And we want to establish trust and loyalty to basically have a long-standing partnership with them. So in summary, I would say looking at their skill set and their certifications, looking at make sure that they have a clear and defined agreement, and looking at the long-standing relationship is key. And do your due diligence, do your research online, look at their website, and also see if they're highly referenceable. Look at their success stories, and then get the ball rolling by having an exploratory conversation, and then go from there. And that way, you'll ensure that you're making an informed decision.
Right. No, that was quite helpful, Sarah. We hope and we believe that our readers will find this very inspirational and practical as they navigate their own business journeys. But we would like to thank you for generously sharing your expertise and insights on the importance of managed service providers for small businesses and how they can help small businesses thrive in an ever-changing digital landscape. So thank you so much for your time today, Sarah.
Thank you very much, Maheen. It's my pleasure.
Wow, what a wealth of knowledge Sarah has shared with us today. We've learned about the crucial role managed service providers play in small businesses, the importance of scalability, managed ID cost, and much more. Thank you, Sarah, for taking the time to talk with us today and sharing your insights, advice, and expertise. It's been truly enlightening, and I'm sure our listeners have gained a lot from this conversation. I want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us today. Your support is what makes this podcast possible, and we hope you found this episode valuable. Of course, this episode wouldn't have been possible with our exclusive partners, thanks to RBC, UPS, and Xero for their unwavering support in empowering Canadian SMEs. This has been the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast, and I'm your host, Maheen. Be sure to join us next time for another insightful episode. Until then, stay safe, stay inspired, and keep striving for your business dreams. Goodbye.